There is a ritual older than the modern army, and more vital than the ammunition crate. It happens in the quiet hours, before the bugle sounds, before the march begins. It is the ritual of the fire and the brew. For the soldier, coffee is not just a drink. It is warmth in a cold winter. It is the only familiar smell in a foreign land. It is the liquid that separates the living from the waiting. Tonight, we are going to travel back to those fires. From the Union camps of Virginia to the muddy trenches of France and the silent, starless nights of the Pacific Ocean. So, pull up a camp chair. The water is already boiling. I'm drinking a cup of Black Rifle decaf tonight, keeping the comfort of the roast without the wakefulness. It smells like smoke and earth, fitting for where we are going. Rest your eyes. Let the rain on the canvas fade the world away. Let's begin Chapter 1. The Rifle Butt, Civil War, 1864. The year is 1864. You are sitting on a damp log in a camp just outside of Petersburg, Virginia. The sun has not come up yet. The air is thick with a gray, heavy mist that clings to your wool coat. The camp is quiet, save for the sound of 1,000 other men slowly waking up. In your hand, you hold a small canvas sack. It is light, but it is the most valuable thing you own. Inside are the beans. They are green, raw, hard as rocks. The quartermaster gave them to you yesterday. He didn't have time to roast them, so that job falls to you. You reach for your mess tin, a simple iron plate, and place it over the low flames of the fire. You pour the green beans onto the metal. Listen to the sound. They click against the iron like hail on a tin roof. You watch them closely. You have to keep them moving. If they burn, the taste will be bitter and ash-like. Slowly, the green turns to yellow, and then to a pale brown. A smell rises up from the pan. It isn't the smell of a coffee shop. It is smokier, grittier. It smells like burnt toast and hickory wood. Now comes the work. You take the hot beans off the fire. You don't have a grinder. Nobody does, so you reach for your rifle. The 1861 Springfield. You turn it upside down, resting the wooden stock on a flat stone. You pour the beans onto the stone. Crush. You bring the brass butt plate of the rifle down. Crush. The wood of the rifle stock absorbs the shock. The beans shatter into coarse, uneven chunks. It is a rhythmic sound. Down the line, you hear 10 other men doing the same thing. Thump, thump, the heartbeat of the Union Army. You sweep the shattered beans into your boiler pot. You pour in water from your canteen. It's murky, but the boil will clean it. You set the pot back on the coals. Now you wait. You watch the steam rise. It curls up into the branches of the pine trees above you. The water turns dark, a black, oily surface. You dip your tin cup in. The metal is hot against your lip. The taste is strong. It is acidic. It grinds between your teeth because you didn't filter it, but it is hot. And for a moment, the cold Virginia mist doesn't feel so deep in your bones. Chapter 2. The mud of the Western Front. The year is 1980. The location is somewhere in France. The name of the town doesn't matter anymore. It is just a line on a map. You are sitting on a wooden crate, huddled into the side of the earth. The wall behind you is wet clay. It presses against your shoulder, cold and heavy. Above you, there is a narrow strip of sky. It is a charcoal gray, blending into black. There are no stars tonight. There is only the rain. It has been raining for 3 days, or maybe 4. Time moves differently here. It doesn't move in hours or minutes. It moves in shifts. It moves in the slow drip of water falling from the sandbag above your head, landing in a puddle at your boots. Drip, drip, drip. You pull your wool coat tighter around your neck. The wool is damp. It smells of wet sheep and old earth. The cold here isn't like the sharp frost of home. It is a wet cold, a heavy cold. It soaks through the layers of your uniform and settles deep in your chest. You need warmth. You need the ritual. You reach into the deep pocket of your tunic. Your fingers brush against something small and crinkly. You pull it out. It is a small silver packet, a foil envelope, no bigger than a playing card. In the dim light, the silver glints faintly. Printed on the front, in bold, serious letters, is the name. G. Washington's Refined Coffee. George Washington's. That's what the boys call them. Not the general, the inventor. The man who figured out how to turn a bean into a powder so you could carry it in a pocket in the middle of a war. You hold the packet in your palm. It feels impossibly light. It doesn't feel like it could hold any comfort. But you know better. You carefully tear the top edge of the foil. The sound is sharp in the quiet night. Snick. You open it. Inside, there is a dark brown dust. It doesn't smell like the roasting fires of Virginia. It smells processed, condensed, but underneath the chemical scent, there is the ghost of a coffee bean. And right now, that is enough. You set the packet down on your knee and reach for your canteen. You pour a small amount of water into your tin cup. The water is cold. It looks gray in the darkness. Now you need fire. But you cannot build a fire. A fire creates smoke. A fire creates a column of light that says, I am here. So you reach into your kit for the tin can, the Tommy cooker. It is a simple thing. A small tin filled with solidified alcohol. You pry the lid off. The smell of the fuel hits you, sharp and medicinal. You strike a match against the dry underside of the crate. Flare. You touch the flame to the tin. It catches instantly, but it doesn't roar. It doesn't crackle. It burns with a low, silent, blue ghost flame. It produces no smoke. It produces almost no light. Just a faint blue halo that barely illuminates your hands. You hold your tin cup over the blue flame. Your hands are wrapped in fingerless wool gloves. The wool is fraying at the thumbs. You hold the cup steady. You watch the water. Heating water this way takes time. The flame is small. The night is cold. The cold air fights the heat of the flame for every degree. You have to be patient. You watch the surface of the water. You watch a single bubble form on the bottom of the tin. It rises slowly and breaks the surface. Then another. Steam begins to curl up. It is a thin, white ribbon of steam. It rises up past your face, disappearing into the rain. You take the open packet of George Washington powder. You tip it over the cup. The brown dust falls into the hot water. It dissolves instantly. There is no stirring needed. It simply vanishes into the darkness of the liquid. And then the smell hits you. It rises up with the steam. It is strong. It is harsh. But it is wonderful. For hours, all you have smelled is the wet clay of the trench walls. The metallic tongue of cordite hanging in the damp air. The smell of mud that never dries. But now, there is coffee. The aroma forms a small, invisible shield around you. Inside the shield, there is no war. There is only the kitchen table back home. There is only the diner on Main Street. You bring the cup to your lips. The metal rim is hot. It stings, but the sting feels good. It tells you that you are alive. You take a sip. The taste is thin. It is watery. It tastes slightly of the tin cup itself, a metallic iron flavor mixed with the bitter roast. It is nothing like the fresh coffee of the past, but as it slides down your throat, it spreads a sudden radiant heat through your chest. It pushes the damp cold away. It warms your stomach. It loosens the tightness in your shoulders. You wrap both hands around the cup, stealing every bit of heat from the metal. You close your eyes. For a moment, you are not a soldier. You are just a man, holding a warm cup, listening to the rain fall on the earth. You take another sip. The blue flame of the Tommy cooker flickers and dies out. The darkness returns, But you have the cup, and for now, that is all that matters. Chapter 3. The Navy Watchman, 1943. The year is 1943. You are roughly 1,000 miles from the nearest land. You are standing on the bridge of a destroyer, cutting through the black waters of the Pacific. The time is 0200 hours. The mid-watch. The rest of the ship is asleep. Below the decks, 300 men are swaying in their hammocks, breathing in rhythm with the ocean. But up here, it is just you, the officer of the deck, and the sea. The first thing you notice isn't a sound. It is a feeling, the vibration. It comes up through the steel floor plates. It travels through the soles of your boots, up your legs, and settles in your bones. It is the low, constant drone of the turbines. Deep in the belly of the ship, massive steel shafts are turning, pushing thousands of tons of metal through the water. It never stops. It never changes pitch. It is a heavy, steady lullaby that rattles the glass in the window frames just slightly. You reach out and touch the bulkhead wall. The steel is cool and damp with sea spray. You can feel the hum there too. The whole ship is a living, breathing machine. And then, the roll. The floor beneath you tilts slowly to the left. Down, down. It holds there for a second. Then it rights itself and tilts slowly to the right. Up, dot, 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 dot. It is not a violent motion. The ocean is calm tonight. It is a long, lazy swell. A slow breathing of the world. Your body adjusts automatically. You don't even think about it. You just sway. Left, right, like a pendulum swinging in slow motion. You walk over to the small chart table in the corner of the bridge. A single dim red light hangs above it. The red light saves your night vision. It turns the world into shadows and silhouettes. Sitting on the table is the urn. The coffee urn. It is bolted to the table so it won't slide when the ship rolls. It is a massive silver cylinder, stained with the residue of 1,000 watches. The coffee inside has been brewing since 2,000 hours. It has been boiling, settling, and boiling again. It is not fresh. It is Navy strength. It is thick. It is blacker than the ocean outside. It has the consistency of motor oil, and the sailors swear it is the only thing keeping the ship afloat. You reach for your mug. It is not a delicate cup. It is a watch mug, thick, heavy, white ceramic. It has no handle. Handles break when the ship lurches. Handles get caught on uniforms. So you cup the ceramic bowl with both hands. You open the spigot on the urn. The liquid pours out slowly. It is dense. A dark, heavy stream that fills the cup without splashing. You turn the spigot off. You lift the mug. The ceramic is incredibly hot. The heat transfers instantly into your palms. The bridge is drafty tonight. The wind coming off the Pacific carries a chill that finds the gaps in your pea coat. But the mug is a radiator. You hold it close to your chest. You can feel the warmth radiating through the wool of your coat. You walk back to the window. You look out. There is nothing to see. There is no moon tonight. The ocean and the sky have merged into a single infinite wall of black. You can't tell where the water ends and the air begins. There is only the sound, the shee of the bow cutting through the water, the hum of the engines below. You take a sip. The coffee is bitter. It bites the tongue. It tastes of salt. The ship's evaporators can never get all the salt out of the water. So the coffee always carries the taste of the ocean. It is strong, acrid, heavy. It coats your throat, but it is warm. It is a deep, anchor-heavy warmth that settles in your stomach. You stand there, swaying with the ship, holding the hot ceramic with both hands, taking small, slow sips of the thick black brew. You are a tiny speck of heat in a vast, cold ocean. But you are awake. You are standing watch. The engines hum. The ship rolls. The coffee warms. And the night goes on, and on, and on. Conclusion: the fires of the Civil War camps have long since burned down to ash. The mud of the trenches has dried and turned back into green fields. The engines of the destroyers have gone silent. But the ritual remains. The warmth remains. From the rifle-crushed beans of Virginia, to the silver packets in France, to the heavy ceramic mugs of the Pacific, it has always been the same story. A moment of quiet in a loud world. A moment of warmth in the cold. A small, dark anchor that holds us steady when the night feels too long. Now, the watch is over. The cup is empty. The fire is low. There is nothing left to do but rest. Let the history fade. Let the dates and the names drift away like steam rising into the night air. You are safe. You are warm. Good night.